friends, May Flom here with Craft with May, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my 2021 scrapbook plan. So first and foremost, I've been scrapbooking a very long time. I have made thousands of scrapbook layouts. No, I'm not exaggerating. I really have, for many decades. And recently I realized there was about 100 pages that did not have page protectors. So I put them all away. And what you're seeing is, well, footage of the pages as I find them loose and put them away. It's really important to keep your pages in albums as you're working for a couple of reasons. Number one, it protects them from damage. Number two, when you go to look and scrapbook something, if you have your album set up, even if it's not in order, even if you're going to redo it, but if the pages that are done are in the album, it is much easier to refresh yourself on the stories you've told and what stories you would like to tell next. And I bring this up because it happens to me a good deal where I think I want a story to tell and then I look back and, oh, I already told it. Okay, never mind, on to the next. So it's really important to have a system in place that's organized. Now, some people like to do this digitally and they keep a list and then refer back to the list. That's great if that works for you. I never remember to update a digital list. So for me, being very visual, the literal, here is my scrapbook, here is how this is going to go, is the absolute best way to do it. And I love to document details, memories, special things, trips we've taken. Here we're flipping through the one and only Flom European Vacation album. I love flipping through my albums. So it also brings me a great deal of joy if I'm having kind of a dark day to go find an album, flip through it, think about some good times and move on. So my plan for 2021 is this. I really did not document much in 2020. It just felt really weird to be creating, most of the time it felt pretty odd to be creating like cheery, happy scrapbook pages with all that was going on in the world. Now 2021, I mean, let's face it, a lot of the things that we're facing is fairly normalized to the point that I feel much more ready to walk down memory lane and scrapbook those old vacations, as well as look to the future and think about future fun things that will be coming our way in the future as things are resolved, as we're able to get to some more normal activities and fun. I mean, everything from going to the movies to going to school has been canceled here for nearly a year now. So it's very much not business as usual. And as you're seeing right here, this is my 2020 scrapbook. This is what I have so far. So I have a happy little horseback riding page, and then I have a couple of COVID pages. And we did happen to have the chance to stop at Downtown Disney. We were driving through Anaheim, and so I thought, oh, I've got to document this. So those, I do have a few memories told. So basically what I have done is gone through and I've sorted out, here's what I have done, here's what's not done. And then I've made a plan of attack. So my plan of attack is going to be looking through, I do have a number of completed albums. And the completed albums include this one you're looking at here is a 2-album European Vacation epic project. So that is done. I have a couple of other things, and I really took a look at what was done to help amp myself up. Yes, you know what? They're mostly older, but there's a 2017 trip. There's a 2015 trip. So I have managed to complete some albums. Now, there's a number of albums that are not complete that I do want to get completed. So the way that I think I'm going to approach this is 1 year at a time, starting with 2020 and working my way backwards. Because I have so little scrapbooked from 2016 on, it's going to be very easy to jump around and find something that inspires me to do. My plan is on the yearly books, start at 2020 and work my way back 1 year at a time and feel that completion. And the open vacation albums, which will be separate albums, my plan is work on one of them at a time. For example, I have a Disneyland 6x8 mini album. Doesn't need much. That one will go first. Let's get that knocked out so it moves to the completed list. The more I can move to the completed list, the less I feel like I have a mountain of memories that I really want to keep, but I haven't managed to, the better I'm gonna feel. Now, I am also, what you're seeing here is the current stack on my desk of pages that I started but never actually made. These are going to get knocked out first. These pages have been sitting here for some of them for almost a year, meaning to be made, or I had pictures or papers picked out, or I had ephemera gathered, I had things ready, but I just didn't make them for whatever reason. And when I cleared out my studio, I realized how many of those there were. So those are going to get done first to clear them out and put them away. Then what I'll do is really start to look at, okay, here's the pictures I have. Okay, here's the things that I didn't get around to doing, or the stories I didn't get around to telling. And I'll take 2 to 3 ideas at a time. I'll really try to break it down and not look at the hundreds. Look at 2 or 3 at a time and say, well, this one inspires me. Well, this one is the one I want to make today. And those couple of stories at a time will go in this to be scrapbooked little photo storage, so that I'm only looking at those. I am not looking at the massive 3-foot tall stack of photos to be scrapbooked. I'm just looking at a few at a time and relaxing into the fun of making the fun of scrapbooking. If you're going to be scrapbooking this year, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know, what are you making? What are you doing? What are your plans? I'm going 6x8 up to 12x12. And I'm really focusing on vacations and trips, because looking ahead, I don't see any of those for at least probably another year. So because I don't see any big things coming, I would like to wrap up older big things before those memories are too faint and I really don't remember the stories as clearly or the details as vividly. I want to get a lot of things told. I hope that this little video and look at my planning has helped you. If you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like to see covered about my process, please feel free to leave me a comment. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos.